A very, very good afternoon to you and welcome to the heart of sport, which of course is the National Stadium. It's time for us to launch into another big encounter, and there's a lot to talk about as we get through it. So just as we get started with this entire event, let's remind you that this is the National School Games 2023, and today we are in the heart of this event, which of course is the bowl third and fourth place position, and that is in the boys B division rugby. This of course is going to be a big one for us. Keep in mind the fact that normally we do have the National School Games played at different venues, but just on the back of the Rugby Sevens, which was played here recently, and that was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the Singapore Rugby Sevens concluded in a very big manner. And just to keep that flow, I think it's a really great experience for our young athletes to play on this very turf, because it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference when it comes to the kind of turf, and when you're playing on extremely professional turf, oh boy, it just makes for a great contest. So we've got the Rugby 15s here today. We just thought we'd up the game, because remember, with the National School Games, it's always the 15s. There are, of course, instances where you've had the 7s in the past, but this is pretty much routine. So two big teams to look out for. We've got Greenridge Secondary School, and they are the lads who are in the blue and white. And at the other side of the pitch, we've got Admiralty Secondary School, who will be in orange. We really do have supporters that have turned up here. The schools have turned up to support their respective teams, and we will get our cameraman, of course. He's giving you a shot of the stands, but we could probably give you a close-up view later as well. So do stay with us. There's a lot of action to expect as far as this event is concerned. There will be, of course, more events right through this day. We've got the finals as well coming up after this. But for now, as we promised you, yeah, that's a view of the schools, and you can see, well, that's definitely got to be, well, a bit tough for me to tell, but that looks like it could be Greenridge. Because Greenridge always had green, and then this year they've gone in, well, they've got blue colors now. And Admiralty, of course, will be in the orange jerseys. But as you can see, there's opposing, or the opponents, well, sitting beside each other, or the contestants, to put it in a nicer manner. And it will be interesting to see them, well, get into action. So for now, of course, let's very quickly remind you that this is the National School Games 2023. My name is Glenn Mascarenas. I'm here to take you through this event today. Joining me, of course, in the technical know-how is my good mate Jagan, who is on everything to do with the broadcast, and my good mate Howie on camera. So it's going to be a big one for us, and we're really excited to be bringing you this event, because normally we don't have too many school games that are played out at the National Stadium. So this is a really exciting one for us, and we do hope you enjoy our coverage of this event. Did get a view of the boys in training earlier, and I must say, if you're expecting anything less than professional, you've come to the wrong place. These lads have been going through their routines right through, and it's going to be an interesting one for us. So let's get ready to rumble in just a little bit. Very impressive, if you ask me. Very impressive. I must say, in my school days, I did play a good amount of rugby. And we normally had to walk at the side of the pitch and just wait there till everyone got on. And then you really started playing. Normally school uniforms were, or jerseys used to be white T-shirts, if not black T-shirts, and we'd have black shorts. We've come a long way. We certainly have come a long way. It doesn't make me feel too old, but I just got to say it's an entirely different ball game. There's a great amount of color here today, and I absolutely love it. We've got our officials on the pitch as well. Remember the rules of rugby. 15s remain pretty much the same. Well, you can only pass the ball backwards or sideways. You can't pass it in front. You're allowed to kick it in front, unlike in 7s. And it's Admiralty who get this ball rolling. And Greenwich look like they might have a spot of a chance. Well, that was really walking into disaster, wasn't it? But a decent enough run, I would say. Well, it can be fairly trying when you do have, of course, well, a ton of players in there who can take you down. It's time now for Ahmed Sufyan, for Greenwich to take the kick. And that's great interception. Now that's got to be costly. Well, the last thing you want to do is really let that ball slip through. It's got to be precision if you want to move fast enough. The referee, of course, does believe that it's scrum time. And that's picked away smartly. Greenwich have a plan in mind, but walking into disaster again. And I just get the feeling that, well, within that maul, the game plan, of course, tends to be a bit, well, shaky, I'd say, or you really want to break away for a try down the sidelines, and I don't see too much of movement on the wings. Most of the players really aiming for that, well, center when they get off the half line. There we go, it's scrum time again. Remember, the scores are still tied. The Greenwich is at 0, Admiralty at 0. And that's Greenwich Secondary School, just to give you the full name. And it's Admiralty Secondary School 2. And the other boys get ready for another scrum. And that's really comfortable. Absolutely clear view of the ground. Makes a big difference here. And well within that, well, we've had just a tad bit of, well, few misdemeanors that have taken place right from the start of this event. And the referee, of course, signaling that in favor of Greenwich. Once again, the lad to take the drop kick. This time it's Ahmed Sufyan. The line out now. You just get a sneaking suspicion that, of course, Greenwich are fairly close enough to the Admiralty goal area. If they have to capitalize on the moment, it would have to be now. I know it's early days, but it's just gives you that chance to seize well the moment. And Greenwich does well here. And once again, that run straight into the opponents. That's not been the smartest move from Greenwich. But the beauty of the matter is that they've advanced slowly but surely. And now they're right there on the edge, across the halfway line. It's almost like a 40-day journey across the desert. They've actually got closer to the oasis than ever. And that could be just plain tactical play as well. Opportunity now to take that kick after that. Well, foul was signaled by the referee. Can he make this count? Moment to take his school ahead in this event. And talk about being smart. So it's first points in the bag. And that's really worked well. Ahmed Sufyan, he is the spot kick specialist. And that's 3 points well on the board for Greenwich, and that really makes a difference. Remember, a normal conversion after a try is 2 points, but for a penalty, it's always going to be 3 points. So we've got this body started. How about that? Well, all it takes is that first goal, or the first conversion. And it's Greenwich who've surprised Admiralty here. Admiralty, of course, will start off from the halfway mark. It's well, getting that ball rolling once again, so important for them. Straight back into the Admiralty half. That's a fancy tackle, I should say. And that came from Greenwich's Yan Shin Chiang earlier. Well, Greenwich have been fairly lucky coming out of the ruck every time. This time Admiralty just take the benefit, but not for too long. And once again for Admiralty, it's Mohamed Noor. Well, just pulling the ball away. He does it a third time around. So Admiralty win the benefit of this goal. And the official once again signaling the scrum. Mohamed Noor unable to pull it off this time, but he really has that very sneaky arm that does get the ball most times. Here's Ahmed Sufyan. Will take the kick for Greenwich. It's got a decent foot on him for a youngster, I must say that. And he's fairly accurate with those, well, spot kicks or penalties. It will be interesting to see, well, if he can nail a try. Having said that, it's been a full 10 minutes practically, and we still have to receive a first try in the game. Oh, well received there. Greenwich suddenly looked like got conviction for another one through, but well, this time the referee has his eye on them. Well, I don't think the lads in blue and white will be complaining too much, because once again, it's really close to that goal line, and that's so important for them. They've somehow managed to work this through to keep that ball in the Admiralty half for most of this period, and that's, of course, a very, very interesting take. Remember, we will have a break at 30 minutes, so it's 30 minutes a half. But having said that, it all boils down to this kind of play. Well, Admiralty pull it away just in time, but not for too long. And that's got to be some serious, intense work there and within that maul. Picked up back again by Admiralty. They won't be too concerned, because they're not too far behind with the points. And that's the important bit. And that's set into motion. Another line out. The referee, of course, points out a misdemeanor, which means it's going to be another scrum. But once again taken down there, and fairly hard. The referee will grant that in favor of, well, Greenwich. And Greenwich continue to play on, but Admiralty holding their own here. An extremely strong play coming from Ashbir Nirzan and Jerome Lin. So we definitely have the cheer coming in from, well, not the fans, but the school supporters, who've come out in full swing to support their teams. And here we go, another opportunity with a spot kick for Greenwich. It does look like the lads will be depending on the kicks to bring them the points. Can he do it again? Simon Sufyan. Well, did nail the first one. Another 3 points in the bag would always be good. He too has a signature style of taking the kick. Will get the ball in line with the goal first. I bet he talks to the ball and says, that's the direction you got to go. And once again, Ahmed Sufyan does well for his team. It's now 6 points in the bag for Greenwich. But what a turn of events this is. And Admiralty will have to be just a tad bit careful about those particular movements on field. They can't afford to be too loose-ended in the defense, because every single foul, every single misdemeanor is being picked up by the officials. And remember, while rugby will always be forgiving with many moves as compared to other sports, the rules are the rules, and they're really strict when you have to stick by them. So good start here for Admiralty, who got themselves into a a good start for Greenwich, who got themselves into a fairly comfortable position with at least 6 points in the bag. Admiralty have it all to do, but keep in mind the fact we've still got a good 14.5 minutes left, or within which the team can level the playing field. And then, of course, we've got a break followed by another half-hour's action. So I don't think the lads in orange have anything to worry about as of now. Well, trying to make amends for his team. He's been doing that for quite some time. And that was the number 8. Another ruck, another day. Or another ruck, same day, I'd say. But there's some serious intent as far as, well, I'd say the master plan is concerned, and I'm sure the coach for Greenwich would have had, well, something in mind. Having said that, I did see Admiralty have a word, well, earlier with their coach as well. Well, almost does it, almost, I would say, before he had to go under, and that's Nigel Yep. Pulled away once again. I absolutely love how he does that. Mohamed Noor, high class. He's in a class of his own, that young lad. It's Mohamed Danish now. And Admiralty getting their way through, actually, edging towards that Greenwich goal line. Well, almost sneaked one away. Mohamed Noor, high class. Oh, that was such an interesting run, wasn't it? Broke away from the pack, but spotted quickly by the Greenwich defense. Hefty tackle coming there. And once again, Mohamed Noor pulls it away. Well, as long as you're inching towards that Greenwich goal line, It could work for the referee. Well, spotting another foul, and most often, well, fouls would be for over-the-shoulder handling, and that happens so often. It's not just, it used to happen in my school days as well. It's purely unintentional, but well, that takes a lot of conditioning to actually get used to not being able to swing your arm over. And that's the number 8, who remains a mystery for us. We will find out his name later for you. Well, almost does it. So close. That bit of a worry here for Mohammad Danish. Well, something's got to give here. Greenwich are holding on as strong as they can. And the referee, of course, has put paid to that. It's time for a scrum again. And that's really close to that goal line, so that makes a major difference, if you ask me. Especially if Admiralty want to get their own back, get back on level footing. Well, just a bit under 9 minutes left before we hit the 30 here, which signals the end of the first half then. Let's remind you once again that this is the National School Games 2023. We are coming at you live from the National Stadium. Absolutely wonderful to be here today on this bright and pleasant day. It's Greenwich Secondary School and Admiralty Secondary School battling it out for the Boys B Division Bowl 3rd and 4th position. So it's a big one here because the team that finishes 3rd is in reality second runners up. And we've got the finals that will follow later as well. Quick word there to his teammate. And I do stand corrected. Well, the lad to score those 2 goals for Greenwich was actually John Mekatange Jared Bandoy, and not Ahmed Sufyan. Sufyan, of course, does play for Admiralty. Quickly powered forward, expecting a change here. So once again, let me remind you that the goal scorer for Greenwich is Mekatange John Jared Bandoy. And unfortunately, well, Admiralty unable to push really hard. So the line out. And the throw will be taken by Mohammad Daniel. So Mohammad Daniel will roll with that. Taken safely. And once again, the official will signal the scrum here. It's been a couple of times over, but currently the score still stands at Greenridge Secondary School 6. Well, I would have said Admiralty were so close to having nailed a try. They were right up there, well, just inches away, but Greenridge holding their own as far as the defense is concerned today. And that's pulled away very smartly, but not for too long. It was Nigel Yep. Admiralty do have a chance now. Mohammed Haider will go for a chip and chase. Well, it's certainly getting a lot hotter on the Greenridge half now. Siawal Nofel picking it up safely. So interesting times for us. We're down to our last, well, 4.5 minutes in the first half. Admiralty have been able to stall Greenridge from scoring again after those 2 kicks that were knocked in earlier. And that was by John Jared Bandoy. A few good attempts also from Admiralty's, well, Mohammed Haider, Lutfi. And the line out once again. Smartly taken there by Greenridge this time. It was Tan Jun Yuan. 3.5 minutes to go. Greenridge Secondary School and Admiralty still locked in battle here. Remember, we've got another half to go. And these teams are playing for one simple bit. That, of course, is who will finish second runners-up in the Boys B Division Bowl. Well, it's great to see the National School Games back in full form. Year before last, we had a few bits and pieces. And then, of course, the second part had to be stopped due to the pandemic. Last year, we had a much more full-on, well, coverage as well as contests. And this year, well, it's just back to the old days with renewed, of course, safety measures and with more color, more coverage. The line out once again. And it looks like the referee, of course, will get Admiralty to take it. It's Mohammed Tanial. Well done extremely well there. Nigel Yep forwarding it to his teammate. Admiralty quick with the defence. Who will get the better of that more? Well, that's a big question. Nigel Yep does. That was, well, Siawal Nofal being tackled earlier by Lai Hong Ron. So just about 80 seconds shy of hitting the 30 here. And it will be, well, time for the lads to get a bit of refreshment. And by that, I truly mean rehydration. And of course, a change in plans probably from the coach. There'll be a few bits to review as well. And here he goes again, John Jarrett. I do love the cheer teams though. Admiralty have actually, well, got a cheer team, and so do Greenridge. And Greenridge, it's all about the percussion. They've got instruments as well. They brought in the drums. I absolutely love it. And the official just having a few words there with the Admiralty lads. I do believe he will be going into the break very soon. And it's one last scrum before we can hit the break. Referee's orders, I'd say. That's pulled away rather smartly, straight out of the scrum. Well, Admiralty now playing the game, and there might be something in here. Absolutely marvelous run, and he's going to keep going. Can he make it through? That's the big question. Oh, I absolutely love this, and that's a try. Well, you talk of bringing the roof down, and finally we've got a player to do that. Absolutely marvelous play. It doesn't get better than this. Wall just broke away and kept going, and that's what you want. So a try and time for a conversion as well. Admiralty languished 6 points behind for this entire half. And right here, before we can get into that drinks break and half time, what a change. And that's a conversion too. So beautifully done, 7 points, and Admiralty finished with the lead at half time as they lead 7-6 over Greenridge. So very decent conversion from Mifzal Hakim. Time to resume the action all over again here at the National Sports Stadium. Let's remind you once again that we, of course, did have a fantastic finish to that first period of play. And in the first half, what a massive try coming from Admiralty. Absolutely wonderful. And then, of course, that conversion as well. So, Mifzal Hakim, well, really doing well to delight the crowd. And let's very quickly remind you, of course, that it currently stands at Admiralty Secondary School 7, Greenridge Secondary School 6. That's how it got into the break. And now it's John Jarrett for, well, Greenridge. He's been the sole goal scorer so far in the first period for them, and he will restart this game. He's also, as I can see, well, the man who pretty much directs play for the team. Let's remind you that you can go to playmersive.live/NSG to catch all the finals of the National School Games. It's only on Playmersive and it's free live streaming, so it's gratis. My advice, make use of it. And it's into the second half of play here. John Jarrett will kick it off, literally. Unfortunately for Admiralty, don't forget the scrum will kick in. You aren't allowed to pass the ball forwards, even if it's a slip from your hand. You can kick it forwards, but you only pass it backwards or sideways. Well, sometimes it's not always the object that's, of course, having said that, the rugby ball in itself is a marvel when you can actually get around to kicking it, and when you're going through your first few motions of playing rugby, holding it, receiving it, of course, tends to be easier, but those kicks, it really takes a bit of time to master, especially because of the shape of the ball. But having said that, the object is never really the big question. The big one really is the rules of the game, and that's what makes it so colorful and so, well, exciting or thrilling. Nigel, yep, does well to pull it away, but not for too long. Admiralty are on him, and within the maul, Nigel has got to decide what to do. Well, he's still got his teammates in, and that's a good bit. Always a chance here to shine. And coming straight off the turf, of course, was Siawal Nofel. And the kick granted to Admiralty was taken by Mohammed Haider. And once again, trouble times here as we get ready. So a line out. Doing the honors, it's Mohammed Daniel for Admiralty. Oh, talk about movement, and that was extremely high. Ashmir Nazan rising up to the occasion. Could be a good chance here if he can make it through. There's definitely a chance. He's got to keep going. They've got a plan in mind, and that certainly looks like it's another try. Admiralty are flying here today. Oh, that was so needed. Absolutely wonderful play to break away there. And then that teamwork just sparking off into another exciting run. And an absolutely beautiful finish. And that was Amirul Fadli Well, with the try, absolutely wonderful effort from him. Well, it's a good bit of tag team work between the lads as well. And now it's the number 8 who we still have to find out for you. And that's Mifzal Hakim. Well, he's one of the spot kick specialists, and he does extremely well. Another conversion. So it's Admiralty 14, Greenwich 6. And how the tables have turned. What a change of events. One of the few things that you'll remember as a rugby fan, of course, and as a Sevens fan, there's always a difference. So rugby purists in the past used to snub Sevens, but they can take it now and watch it. It's pretty much the same between Test cricket and T20. And the beauty of the game, of course, is that in rugby Sevens, you know that the try is going to come ever so often. Keep in mind, of course, lesser players on the field. And well, smaller gaps of time, so you can actually really exploit those 7 minutes of play. On the other hand, with rugby, you really have to wait for that breakaway moment, and that's what makes it all the more exciting, isn't it? So 2 wonderful tries that we've had from Admiralty, and they've both been very impressive, especially the play at the end in this previous try. So Greenwich just taken by surprise. I don't think they were expecting it. So back down to business, and here we are with the scrum. That's one of the first few things you learn in rugby after you start, well, after you practice catching the ball, kicking the ball. And that is some sharp play from Admiralty. They're playing with renewed spirit now, if you ask me. Greenwich almost managed to sneak one in. And that's the worrying thing that Greenwich have had. They do run into the defenders. I don't know whether that's the plan, to just get closer to the goal line of the opposition, but it's a very strange, well, way to progress. But if it works, here's Nigel Yep. Had a decent run for just a little bit. Admiralty have relied very purely on strategy. They've used the wings actually to their maximum potential, and that's actually worked in their favor. And that's as close as it gets. The referee just presenting an opportunity close enough, but Greenwich unable to take advantage of the situation. And it's time now for the long kick expert to take his shot. That's Mohamed Haider. He can traverse the distance, and that's what he does best. Sent forward by Mohamed Haider. Well, that's pretty much into no man's land, which means it'll be another line out. Well, time certainly does fly, doesn't it? We've already gone past practically 10 minutes of the second half. And received smartly there. Rising really high to the occasion. Well, Greenridge very keen on making a difference. Dungeon Yuan really rose up for that. So here we have it. Admiralty not willing to give in. A quick word from the official. And that's the first caution that we've seen in the game. So sending off, of course, would mean we'll just time out on the cooler. You need to rest it off before you can get back in. Well, a yellow is not as bad as a red. Nigel, yep. Well, does well here. Greenridge have a sniff of a try. And that's pulled away. Well, he was successful the last time around. Can he pull it off again? That's a big question. Amirul Fadli, well, getting that run started. One of the things that we most often neglect, and that just happened to Ashmir Nirzan. Well, every time the ball slips, it just gives the opposition a chance to close in. It's all about that precision catch and run. Which is why slippery hands in rugby can be very, very dangerous. For your own team, that is. Having said that, it's not easy. It's been a fairly humid day. It's kind of relaxed now a little bit, and we've got a decent cooling around the stadium, even though we've kept a portion of it open. But I must say, it started off as a very hot and humid day, and these lads have been practicing from the morning, so their hands are bound to get a tad bit slippery during with the perspiration, and you can't take that away. I mean, that's just human nature, isn't it? Easy for us to sit back and talk about it. It's different being on the pitch. So Admiralty are still a player down. Till the time our lad on the chair, I won't say the bench, serves his time out. Scrum time again, and I think here's where, well, Greenridge would view their chances. You've got Nigel Yep there, and he does pretty much what, well, Hans Harris bin Mohammed Yusran, or Hans Harris, does for Admiralty. They're both excellent at stealing the ball straight out of a maul or out of a scrum. Quick clearance, but that means it's going to be an opportunity here for Greenridge. Just a quick check there for the young lad. And that's straight past the cameraman. Well, one of the interesting things, and I don't know if you've noticed, whether it's at the national school games or, it's a lot at a lot of the school activities. Well, when you do have, of course, extracurricular activities, and that, of course, does include sport, and it does include all the other CCs that are in place. But one of the key things is actually photography and social media. And what I mean by social media is, of course, it may be just for the school's website, but students writing reports, students shooting images, students shooting videos, and some of them, of course, are videos that are used for training as well. And I think that that is really one of the most outstanding things that I've seen, well, in recent years. And I'm all in favor and totally admire schools for actually supporting this kind of an initiative. Well, it gives most of the youngsters not only exposure to what you can do with the lens, it also gives them exposure to writing, to crafting stories, putting together features, and hats off to that. I mean, all of us did have a school journal and we'd have reporters. I used to be one of them, but it was different. It was just about writing, and today it's an entirely different ball game. We're just getting a view of some of the lads who've been in and around the pitch, and absolutely marvelous. Well, back to the action here. Greenridge, well, taking advantage of that maul, but not for too long. And the officials back in to say, let's get together and knock arms and heads, lads. And it's a unique thing about the scrum as you go in time. Sometimes it's so hard to budge. Sometimes it's just really well strong, and we did see that in one of the moments in the first half. Well, a quick drinks break there. The lads will definitely be, well, dehydrated, keeping the weather in mind. But having said that, I'm not complaining, because, well, the cooling in the stadium is always quite a marvel. Some of the things that we often neglect in Singapore, isn't it? The fact that we actually get pampered. Well, most of the places do have air conditioning or cooling. Most of the places are easy to access. A few words there from the coaches as well to the lads on field. Well, we get a view of our stands. And there we have it. We just got a view of Greenridge Secondary School, and we're moving over now to Admiralty. That's the Admiralty camp. Well, the students that you see who are sitting or standing lower in green and, well, brown, they are the cheerleaders as well as some of the monitors who have to, well, assist the teachers. And it's not like they have to keep the youngsters quiet. In this case, they have to assist the teachers in getting them to cheer. That's another thing that I do believe has fallen into place beautifully. The National School Games, of course, do encourage students coming out to cheer their own, and I think that's brilliant. So it's back to the scrum, which we were about to embark on before the referee signaled a break. So just a little over 11 minutes left. And I do believe that Greenridge will find themselves in a spot of trouble if they don't come up with the goods soon enough. They've got to nail a try, look for a conversion, Because as it currently stands, it looks like, well, Admiralty have put themselves in the driver's seat for the time being. Well, Nigel Yap had to get going before the referee's whistle. The referee not too pleased about it. And there he is back again. Gets it to John Jarrett. There might be something in here for Greenridge, but that's a smart tackle. A smart play as well from young Mifzal Hakim earlier. So 10 minutes left. 10 minutes and it's Admiralty who still hold the lead. 14 points to 6. Well, really trying his level best to push ahead. Wasn't going to be easy for Siawul Nawfal. Well, Greenridge are so close to actually nailing it. Nigel Yap pulling it away. And Greenridge have got to work it out. Oh, that's going to be expensive. What an opportunity. You don't want to drop it. But the referee has signaled, well, another misdemeanor there. And quick words by the referee to Mifzal Hakim. And a word there also to Hans Harris. And that's finally done. Greenridge managed to push through. Perseverance will pay. Took a bit of time, but it's Mohammad Shafiq. Afik. Well, pushed as hard as he could, tried on 2 occasions earlier. So Greenridge have got their points up now, and it's just a matter of, can they convert? Because if they can, this conversion would mean they're just a point behind. There's still a good bit of time left in this encounter. And I do believe that Greenridge now will be eyeing themselves a victory if possible. There's the cheer squad. We've got a few lads in front with the pom-poms, so keeping the crowd going. Now that conversion has worked beautifully, so now it is 13-14. Keep it up, let's get going, says John Jarrett after getting his 3rd kick in. So about 7 minutes left. Only a point separating the two teams. It's anyone's game to win here today. Admiralty do have, well, just a finger ahead of, well, the opposition. But can they hold it off long enough? Will Greenridge fight back? Will Admiralty increase their tally? Let's find out. It's scrum time all over again. Well, we did have a correction there on the clock, so it's about 8 minutes that were left. And let's not forget that we had, of course, every time you do have, well, injury or there is any sort of, well, stoppage, well, that is accounted for. Let's very quickly remind you that you can also, well, check the action out on Play Mercer, where it was free live streaming. Not too happy about that move earlier was young Mifzal Hakim. Was trying to take it forward for his lads. Let's very quickly remind you, of course, of what's coming up. This is the National School Games 2023. We are currently in the midst of the third and fourth place match in the Boys B Division Bowl. Very soon we've got the next one coming up. That's the Boys B Division. It's Evergreen Secondary School facing off at Junyuan Secondary School, and it's going to be a very interesting one, and that game kicks off at about 1:30, which means once this game, of course, gets over, you've got about a few minutes to go grab yourself some beverage, and you can do that while you watch the prize presentation. Or that would probably be at the end of the day when you have the celebrations of the lads. There isn't going to be too much of time between the games, though, just to be certain. And the reason for that is, although we just count 30 minutes per half, there's always the breaks, there's always the stoppages that accounts for more. So you're pretty much looking at about an hour and 20 to an hour and 25 minutes on some days. The scrum again. And that's what you need. You need a runner in there, just a stumble, and that's going to cost him. Well, he almost had it together and was really rushing forward in an emphatic manner. So just to be stalled there in your tracks, Hans Harris, he's done well for most parts, especially with sneaking the ball away when he can. And here's John Jarrett. Takes the kick for Greenridge. Well, these lads who are having a really grueling time on field, well, it'll be a well-earned rest for them after this. Because do remember, we've had, well, a ton of matches to get here to this spot. And don't ever forget to give credit to these young lads. They're dedicated athletes. They spend a good bit of time and focus in training. It's something that we often neglect about many of our, young athletes. They really do spend their time, and they've got to juggle and balance it out with studies. Think about it, it's not always easy. Yes, we've all been there, but the level of the contest or the competition is at such a high now. It changes everything. And there's school pride at stake. Must give credit to our official today. He's had a very good eye for every single foul or every single bit of undesirable play. So counting down to just a little over 3 minutes shy of hitting that 60 here, which will be the final whistle for this game. Was just talking about some of our students are really manning those cameras, and there you can see one right behind, well, our linesman, and that really shows the amount of prep that most of the schools have been putting into actually wholesome development. Greenridge have a chance here. Oh, that was an absolutely brilliant effort, but well guarded there by Admiralty. And Nigel Yap wants to get on with it. The lads do know that they could sneak one in. Well, I must give full credit, and I must say this in a very big manner. Mohammad Shafiq Afik, well, he's actually got a very strong bull run. He can get ahead, and that intent is so clear. He did it the last time. He wants to be in on it right now as well. Admiralty playing out of their skins now because they do know it's just a single point lead that separates the sides. We're barely under 2 minutes. And they'll have to fight tooth and nail, because about to scale the parameters of success there for a minute was Amil Kaiser. And the official, of course, will pull out a caution here. And there it is. The squad show is going to see that. And that's Mohammad Akid, who's been benched. Well, it's trouble times and you have to throw in everything that you can. John Jarrett to take the penalty, doesn't miss from on normal days, but it's a matter of nerves now. Can he hold it together? Well, this is such an important moment. Can Greenridge pull this through? And yes, he does. 3 points there. What a fabulous effort. John Jarrett Bandoy Makatange. Oh, he's been stellar. 4 kicks and 4 times success. The referee glancing at his watch. And the kick will be taken by Mohammad Haider. The referee will allow play for just this little bit. Nigel Yap kicking it out of harm's way. And the official is down as well. And he has signaled full time. What an effort this has been. Has he signaled full time or not? He signaled a scrum. Well, I did think the referee signaling a scrum on one knee is something that you don't see too often in rugby. But he's been a good official. He's really, well, been on the ball literally. So last play that we expect before, well, this game can come to an end. What a close-fought encounter it's been. Currently, it's Greenridge Secondary School 16, Admiralty School 14. Admiralty still have a chance if they can nail a try. They are in the Greenridge half, and I think that's so important to find out what they can do. And the Greenridge, well, cameras are ready. to get ready for that last bit of play. Well, pulled away smartly by Admiralty. But the official says we are not done it yet. It's Mohamed Haider to take. Well, the kick. Passes it instead to Mifzal. Mifzal Hakim. Can he nail one here? That's the big question. Could tie those points in as well. It's a bundle of nerves for these young lads as we get into that last bit. Penalty opportunity, always a good thing. So much depends now on young Mifzal. Well, all eyes on this lad. Could this be the turning point? And my oh my it is! What a finish! Mifzal Hakim has just turned it around for Admiralty. Well, you weren't expecting that conversion, were you? And it's now Admiralty 17, Greenwich Secondary School 16. Oh, what a game this has turned out to be. Started off as such a quiet, simple game. What a turn of events. And here at full time, it is Greenwich Secondary School 16, Admiralty Secondary School 17. And Admiralty, well, have finished with an absolutely fabulous, fabulous moment. And what a finish there from young Mifzal Hakim. So from us, it's time to take a breather. As I said earlier, we'll be back with the next game. And that, of course, is when we have Evergreen Secondary School taking on Junyuan Secondary. Don't forget to join us for that. That starts off at 1:30. Till then, you stay safe, get yourself some refreshment, and get back very soon.